Good afternoon and welcome to North Allegheny High School for today's WPIAL playoff matchup between the Armstrong Riverhawks and the Western Beavers.
Golden Beavers.
Golden Beavers. My name is Joe Rhodes, Josh Reckengast, as you just heard there. Joining you today for this playoff matchup, Armstrong Riverhawks, a very familiar face to many of those out there, and of course those around Armstrong School District are making yet another appearance in the playoffs, looking to make it to a fourth straight WPIAL championship game and win a second one in as many years. Western Beaver, a little bit less seasoned, I guess you could say, coming in with a mark of 6-6 overall, 4-6 in conference. So a little bit of a David and Goliath here today, Josh, 1 versus 16. And so can the Beavers slay the Hawks? I almost said slay the Dragons.
Yeah.
That's what it would normally be, but certainly an uphill climb today for the Beavers, but that's why they play the game.
Yeah, we would need Taylor Alderdice in here, or who else is a Dragon?
I don't know.
Purchase Line, right?
Purchase
They're
Line,
Red
yeah.
Dragons.
There you go.
We would need a Dragon school, but no, it's going to be a tough matchup for Western Beaver, obviously, as you said. They only got 12 games in this year, just 6-6 records, only 12 games getting in, so not getting the full slate of contests in to really hone their skills, but they made the WPIAL playoffs. That's all that matters. They're in here now, and they're taking on – look, they're playing with house money, Joe, and that's the thing about being a 16 seed. You see it in the NCAA tournament. Those teams get in there, and they're facing the Dukes and North Carolinas and Michigans and UConns of the world, and they're just going out there and, laying everything they have on the line, trying to get that W, because if they do, boy, that goes down in history as one of the most fantastic upsets ever. On the other side, Armstrong, I don't think there'll be any tension in that dugout. I saw the girls prior to us getting in here and setting up. They seemed really, really loose, as usual. And, one thing they're very good at is keeping the present in front of them, not ever looking ahead. So I expect them to be their typical selves and give Western Beaver some issues.
Yeah, I noted that Western Beaver came into this game winning 3 out of its last 4. Prior to that, Josh, they lost 5 of 6 between April 9th and April 22nd, again, closed out with 3 of 4 wins. So kind of peaking at the right time. You always kind of look at what teams are doing when you're coming into the playoffs. And in the case of the Beavers, kind of catching their stride, playing their best softball, according to record. As for the Riverhawks, a couple tough losses consecutively there to end the season. That, of course, coming to some non-conference foes and some tough challenges, in Neshannock and Pine Richland. So you kind of have to take those with a grain of salt, I suppose. But losses nonetheless, and prior to that, the Riverhawks with just 1 loss on their ledger. That, of course, to Penn Trafford earlier in the season. So you got to wonder how those losses affect the Riverhawks. Is it something that could get in their heads, or are they so playoff focused and such a team with such a pedigree, I guess you could say, Josh, that's something that can be easily blocked out, those losses again at the end of the season to non-conference teams? I'm going to go with the latter, if I'm going to guess. Keith Schaefer on the staff for all of those years, all these long lengthy playoff runs. The same could be said. Josh, for a lot of these players. You still have Emma Paul, who's returning. You have Jesse Pugh at first base. Shelby Cloak has gotten some action in a lot of those. I believe when we say 3 of the 4 has Cloak. So a lot of players still on the roster from all of those playoff runs. So my guess is that the Riverhawks are laser focused. They've been here. The stage is not going to be too big. The lights aren't going to be too bright. And the Riverhawks will be able to handle their business here unless the Beavers can muscle up some strength and, again, slay the Riverhawks, or the proverbial dragon in this case.
Well, the Golden Beavers logo, it looks either terrified or super scary.
I like it, though. It leaves you guessing.
It definitely leaves you guessing, and that's what they're going to need to do to Armstrong today, leave them guessing if they're going to have a chance in this one. You mentioned the senior core of this team. Obviously, Emma Paul and Jesse Pugh have been here since they were freshmen, starting since they were freshmen. Madison Baker, Abby Bauer, the battery of this team, replacing Cam Sprankle and Bella Atherton. They've had a good season together. They've set some goals. They've met some goals. 3rd straight section championship this year, and those two, were leading the way. Yeah, Rachel Band got some innings, in some games like against Gateway and stuff like that, where, the games would be out of hand pretty quickly. So, but Madison Baker and Abby Bauer, this is their first real test playoff-wise. But the core in that infield, as you mentioned, Shelby Cloak, obviously Emma Paul and Jesse Pugh. playoff tested, battle tested. Nothing's going to surprise them. They are certainly not going to be overwhelmed by the environment. So I'm very interested to see how Madison Baker and Abby Bauer, do in this game. I'm looking forward to that most of all, watching, really their first playoff game.
Yeah, that's a great point. And though they are kind of this is their first go-around as a battery in the playoffs, both players getting a little bit of experience in playoff runs. Last year, Baker obviously getting a lot of run in the years prior. So you can imagine that's going to go a ways for her. It's maybe some of the question marks, and I'd say one of those question marks for the Riverhawks is the outfield. Of course, replacing the entire outfield, 2/3 of it again in university right now, in the form of Emma Smokesmerrick and Jenna Klontz. Of course, Cassidy Adams in center field, just a great trio there in terms of offense and defense for the Riverhawks in the last few years, Josh. And this year, though at times they looked, this outfield for Armstrong, the present outfield looked like they were ready to just pick up where the last group left off. A couple games late in the season, some errors, some miscues and things of the sort, kind of a few warts, I guess you could say, that they've shown. But I think overall, big picture-wise, they've done a great job. But this will be their first time on this stage, and we'll see how they are able to handle it in this particular go-around. Still, I think the overarching theme here is that Armstrong does have some names and faces, and none bigger than Emma Paul in that dugout that can sort of help steer the ship. And if these girls have to look to anybody to see how calm the demeanor needs to be at this point in the season, they're going to look right at shortstop and see number 5 and see how she handles her business.
Well, I call her ice water. You call her ice water. She's got it in the veins. The slow heartbeat, as you said. She is just tremendous. I said to her once, I've watched you hit a game-winning walk-off home run and you get to home plate. Everybody's going nuts. They're mobbing you. And you're not even barely smiling. I said, what's that about? And she said, I like to act like I've been there before. And that's the the mindset of a true great athlete. Yeah, she has been there before, so why would this be any more special? No matter what the stage, Emma Paul is clearly composed and never let her emotions get the best of her, either on the diamond or on the court. She's just a tremendous athlete, obviously the undisputed leader of this team. So looking forward to, obviously, watching her last playoff run here in an Armstrong uniform. Joe, you and I have had several conversations. We've gotten to cover some fantastic athletes over the course of our time working together, and Emma Paul is right up there at the top of the list.
Yeah, and while we have a chance, I want to thank our sponsors. You can see them scrolling along the bottom of the screen. Of course, today's official broadcast partner and scoreboard sponsor, John F. Graff Insurance Agency, Ryan Bowser State Farm in Ford City. I want to also thank Steffi's Country Catering and Adrian and Armstrong Indoor Athletics and Americoal Mining, bringing you today's action here on the NFHS Network, presented by yours truly, High Top Sports Network. Make sure you check us out online at www.hightopsportsnetwork.com. Check us or follow us on Facebook. X, we've not been doing a great job on X ever since it became X. We are now, I liked it more as Twitter, but that's just my opinion. But also Instagram. Find us at High Top Sports Network. We're going to take a quick break here before we get things underway. The crew here doing a terrific job of painting the lines, getting things raked out before we get this one kicked off. A great game between North Hills and Mars happened before this. So make sure you check the box score out for that one. An exciting finish went in favor of North Hills. So we will return, and we'll have the start of this one between Western Beaver and Armstrong here on the NFHS Network, presented by High Top Sports Network.
You're always on the winning team with the Power of Bowser, the official car dealer of the WPIAL. Visit powerofbowser.com 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to find your perfect vehicle. Get the absolute best price and the best car buying experience around. See the full lineup at powerofbowser.com. Powerofbowser.com, where the power of Bowser is yours.
You can shop for pretty much anything online. Clothes, food, vacations, you name it. All without ever leaving the comfort of your couch. Finally, banking can be just that easy too. With the all-new FMB e-store, you can shop for hundreds of financial products to manage your money, all from the comfort of your couch. From clicks to bricks, we've got you covered. Experience the FMB e-store in branch, on your phone, or online at fmb-online.com.
At Penn West University, we're making college make sense again for people who maybe thought college wasn't the answer. We're making college practical with programs tied to in-demand jobs that prepare you for success right away. We're making college accessible by breaking down barriers and offering more choices. We're making college approachable with faculty who understand where you're coming from and help you get where you're going. At Penn West, we're making college valuable again for people just like you. Learn more at pennwest.edu.
Most individuals, when they have an injury, they want to get back immediately, whether that is getting back to work or getting back to sport or getting to their next yoga workout. We really want to give them pain-free function and mobility as best we can for the extent of their lives, so they can be active, so they can enjoy being with their loved ones.
Steffi's Country Catering prepares home-style made-from-scratch dishes that will have you convinced Mom made it. Whatever the occasion, Steffi's Country Catering will have you coming back for every event year-round. Find us on Facebook to place an order or to see our Sunday specials, or call 724-54-85047.
Nicola Ann Photography is a professional photographer with studio locations in Katanning and Lawrenceville, specializing in newborns, children, senior photos, families, and sports teams. Give her a call today at 724-388-8949.
In life, some things just go together, like a burger and fries, and home and auto insurance from State Farm. Combine and save.
In Ford City, talk to State Farm agent Ryan Bowser today.
Armstrong Indoor Athletics, located at 132 South Grand Street Avenue in downtown Katanning, offers a state-of-the-art training facility and top-tier instruction by experienced coaches to help turn your youngster into the best baseball or softball player they can be. Batting cage and bullpen lane rentals are available for 30 to 60-minute sessions, and you can also sign your baseball or softball player up for private hitting, pitching, fielding, and catching instruction with our knowledgeable staff. Be sure to visit Armstrong Indoor Athletics online at aia.team or call them at 724-599-9761 for more information today.
And welcome back to today's presentation of the WPIAL softball playoffs on the NFHS Network, presented by High Top Sports Network. Find us online, hightopsportsnetwork.com. Josh, I'm going to get the starting lineups to you here before the teams take the field. Have at her.
The Golden Beavers and Riverhawks about to go at it. Thanks to Americoal Mining for today's starting lineups. All right, for Western Beaver, the away team today. Leading off, number 5, Shay Shell playing center field. Number 8, Bella Colatriano. She'll be at shortstop. Hitting third, number 18, Emma Bogacki. She is the pitcher for Western Beaver. Hitting in the cleanup spot, number 10, Izzy LeFaber. She'll be playing the hot corner third base today, batting number 5. Number 19, Caitlin Zelli. She is the catcher. She'll be catching Bogacki today for the Golden Beavers. Hitting in the 6th spot, number 17, Maddie Saika. She'll be at first base. Hitting in the 7th spot, number 40, Abby Tomkowski. She is playing right field this afternoon. The designated player hitting in the number 8 slot, number 21, Sarah Scott. And hitting 9th and playing second base, Carly Smith. And the flex player is number 20, Lucy Tomkowski. She'll be in left field. That is the Western Beavers starting lineup, brought to you by Americoal Mining. And now on to the Armstrong Riverhawks, the home team this afternoon, leading off and playing shortstop, number 5, Emma Paul. The designated player hitting second, number 18, Natalie Ziegler. Batting third and playing third for the Riverhawks, number 12, Shelby Cloak. Hitting in the cleanup spot and playing first, number 9, Jessie Pugh. And the backstop today hitting number 5, number 19, Abby Bauer. In left field for the Riverhawks, number 3, Isabel Prezanica, batting in the 6th spot. Next up is Jordan Klingensmith, number 20. She's hitting number 7 and playing second today. And batting number 8. Oh, 8's all around. Number 8 in the 8th position. That's center field, Lily Guthrie. And hitting number 9, the pitcher this afternoon for Armstrong, Madison Baker. Number 26, the flex player, is number 4, Clara Toy. Those are your Americoal Mining starting lineups.
Yeah, thank you again to Americoal Mining for their support during this playoff run here on High Top Sports Network and on the platform of the NFHS Network. Oop, I lost the camera there, Josh.
No, I think we're still good.
Okay.
Hey.
But certainly these sponsors allow us to do what we do, so we're very thankful for their contributions at this time. Of course, Americoal Mining, a part of that. Josh, certainly getting a little bit of a late start here, so folks, maybe some we normally call some rain delay theater. But this a beautiful day here. I don't think you could ask for better conditions to have a playoff opener than what we see here today at North Allegheny High School.
Just beautiful.
Yeah.
Just beautiful. The facilities also here, Joe, just top of the line, North Allegheny. We have a nice press box here. We're set up in left center field. Steve Heckman to our right doing the scoreboard for North Allegheny. Got us this lineup card, so thanks to Steve. And just a beautiful, beautiful park. As you can see on your screen, they're doing a wonderful job getting the field. Basically, it looks like a brand new game. I know that we've been to playoff doubleheaders where, they maybe re-chalk it, and that's about it. No hand-dragging the field like they do here in North Allegheny.
We saw a state playoff game, it'll be 4 playoffs ago now in Bedford, and I still to this day wonder why they had that game at that facility. Grass outfield, no turf. And then here's the thing, you notice this is a dirt infield here. I kind of like that. It's a throwback, but long story short there is we got poured on, the field got dumped on, and it took a while to get that thing up to snuff to play the rest of that game. So we're not going to have that problem today. No rain.
Close to
anywhere
2 hours
in
in that game down in Bedford for the delay.
They're going to announce the starting lineups here, and we'll get things underway shortly here from North Allegheny.
You're always on the winning team with the Power of Bowser, the official car dealer of the WPIAL. Visit powerofbowser.com 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to find your perfect vehicle. Get the absolute best price and the best car buying experience around. See the full lineup at powerofbowser.com. Powerofbowser.com, where the power of Bowser is yours.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing today's starting lineups for today's game, featuring the 16th seeded Western Beaver Golden Beavers and the top seeded Armstrong Riverhawks. Up first, the visiting team on the scoreboard, the Western Beaver Golden Beavers. Leading off and playing center field, number 5, Shay Shaw. Batting second, the shortstop, number 8, Bella Coltriano. Batting third, the pitcher, number 18, Emma Bogacki. Batting fourth, the third baseman, number 10, Izzy Lefevre. Batting fifth, the catcher, number 19, Caitlin Zelli. Batting sixth, first baseman, number 17, Maddie Saika. Batting seventh, the right fielder, number 40, Abby Tomkowski. Batting eighth, designated player, number 21, Sarah Scott. Batting ninth, second baseman, number 12, Carly Smith. And playing in left field for the Golden Beavers, number 20, Lucy Tomkowski. The assistant coach for the Golden Beavers is Gene Lefevre, and the head coach for Western Beaver is Chris Coltriano. And now the starting lineup for the number 1 seeded Armstrong Riverhawks. Leading off and playing shortstop, number 5, Emma Paul. Batting second, the designated player, number 18, Natalie Ziegler. Batting third, third baseman, number 12, Shelby Cloak. Batting fourth, first baseman, number 9, Jesse Pugh. Batting fifth, the catcher, number 19, Abby Bauer. Batting sixth, the left fielder, number 3, Isabel Prozenica. Batting seventh, the second baseman, number 20, Jordan Klingensmith. Batting eighth, center fielder, number 8, Lily Guthrie. Batting ninth, the pitcher, number 26, Madison Baker. And playing in right field for the Riverhawks, number 4, Clara Toy.
Those were the starting lineups again. We'll give that over to Americoal Mining once again, but wanted to make sure you guys got to kind of take in the atmosphere here from North Allegheny as we get the playoffs kicked off for both these teams, the Western Beavers and the Armstrong Riverhawks. A 1 versus 16 matchup here today. Very much experienced Riverhawks taking on the sort of newcomer and the underdog, the Beavers of Western Beaver. The Beavers, just to give you the notes, are wearing their purple tops, black pants. Armstrong taking the field right now. White pants, blue tops, and will be the home team on the scoreboard. Josh, any parting words before we delve into this one and get her going?
Well, we got Tommy Trumpet on right now. Did you hear that?
I did hear that, yes.
Oh, man.
It was when we did a Heritage Conference Championship game a couple years back, there was an organ recording. I don't want to say there was a real organist on site.
It'd be sweet if there was a real person doing it.
Yeah, for a high school baseball game, you better believe it. But they had some excellent songs. I believe Queen's Radio Gaga was on organ. That was a great one. But that's a tough one to beat.
Oh, you can't beat that. And I would like to believe there was a real person there. I think it was a recording, like you said. But in my mind, there was a guy back there just in this little shed, playing the organ.
I'm going to hit him with some Queen.
And he's like, you know what's going to go over real well right now with the broadcast crew up there in the right field corner? Because we had such a weird vantage point at that game. They're going to play some Radio Gaga. And I was like, yeah. But no, this is going to be a fun one. I mean, Riverhawks, like you said, very much experienced. And that's the key word right here. And one other thing I noticed, Joe, whenever the teams came out for the starting lineups, essentially Western Beavers' entire team was standing on the line. I didn't see anybody else in the dugout, whereas Armstrong had another 10 girls in their dugout. So
yeah, the scorecard showing just 2 girls on the bench for Western Beavers, so a much smaller squad for the team in purple. First pitch in there, missing outside for Baker, ball 1. Baker, the pitcher this year, of course, Cam Sprankle, the pitcher for the last 3 playoff runs. Baker, of course, getting some innings along the way. She's just a year younger than the departed Sprankle. But when it came to playoff time, Sprankle pretty much got the bulk of the load, excluding that state playoff game. I think, was that the opener last year, the year prior? I can't remember. When Baker had to come in after Sprankle experienced a couple rough inning.
I believe it was last year against Chartiers Valley, Joe. it was a lot of home runs in that game for Chartiers Valley. They were all solo home runs, and I actually spoke with their head coach whenever I was down there for a basketball game throughout this season, and he said, there was a school trip to Costa Rica that coincided with that game, but he had a couple of girls out that normally played. They went on that school trip, and he wasn't making excuses or anything like that. He said, but I really feel like if we had some people on base in that game, it would have been a different story.
So Baker battling back here now to a full count, throwing 2 consecutive strikes. Shaw holding the bats, now a full count. A Steffi's Country Catering full count here on the first batter of this contest. Baker looks in at Bauer. Timeout called by Shaw. A little bit of the game within the game here, Josh. The full count, putting any pressure you can on the veteran Baker. Shaw, an outfielder, wearing number 5. This one hit down the line. This one looking like it's slicing foul, and it does indeed. So Shaw able to stay alive here, making Baker work for it. Of course, Baker throwing those 3 consecutive balls, following it up with 2 strikes in that foul pitch there.
Well, they got rid of that ball. It must have scuffed something. Emma Paul threw it in to Abby Bauer behind the plate right there, and she tossed it back to the ump. He rolled it to the side, so gotten rid of that ball.
Pitch on its way by Baker, high and out of the zone, ball 4. And Baker's been so good this season in avoiding walks. And a couple of games of those losses down the stretch, there was a game she had more walks than strikeouts, and that's got to be the first for her all season. Seeing if she can get back to earlier season form here. An early walk, though, saying otherwise, but plenty of game left here. Madison Baker now facing the second batter, Bella Colatriano, wearing number 8. Runner on first base. She lays down a bunt. Baker fields it, throw on to first to Jesse Pugh for out number 1. Does advance the runner. I think Western Beaver, Josh, under the impression that every run is valuable there and willing to sacrifice Coltriano in an effort to move up Shaw.
Well, playing a little small ball here, trying to get on the board first.
Emma Bogacki will step in now, the pitcher wearing number 18. Runner on second base, 1 down. Top of the first inning. First pitch in there for a strike.
Pretty big lead out there at second base. She got about, I'd say, just close to halfway off the bag there.
Baker up to 9 pitches so far. 10th one on its way. Swing and a miss. Big cut there by Bogacki.
That's what Baker has to do, Joe. She doesn't. When she gets into trouble with the control, it's because she's trying to overpitch. You could see right there, she has the velocity to get it by pretty much anybody. She just needs to throw her pitch.
Baker now in the driver's seat. No balls, 2 strikes, high out of the zone. Bauer able to get up out of her stance to catch that one. 1-2 the count.
You know what I like? Stirrups. I'm a big fan of stirrups.
I completely agree. And thank you for pointing that out. Because that is the move of these Riverhawks today. All stirrups. And a big pitch there in the outside corner by Baker to strike out Bogacki. Swinging for 2 down now. And Bogacki having a word with Izzy Lefevre, the third baseman, is coming to bat now. Wonder what she what her parting words were to her cleanup hitter there.
Hey, that was fast.
That one looked like she took a little something off, actually, in the outside corner, did Baker, but advice given nonetheless. Is first pitch in there, tight, 4-1. Nice job there by Baker to follow up that outside pitch with something inside just to show Lefevre she's not just going to work at one part of the plate. Shaw stands at second base. She was advanced there after a sacrifice bunt by Coltriano. Emma Bogacki striking out a moment ago. Now the cleanup hitter, Izzy Lefevre, standing in with 2 down. High out of the zone.
That looked like a changeup right there. A little floater that got up on Baker. Just you let it go a little bit too high, and it's going to sail up there. Good eye by Lefevre.
2 balls, 1 strike to the Beavers' third baseman. This one hit foul behind the Armstrong dugout. Armstrong seated on that first baseline. Western Beaver, of course, then on the third baseline. 2-2 the count to Izzy Lefevre, the 4th batter of this first inning. Armstrong will come to bat here once the third out is collected. And a swing and a miss going high for the strike 3 swinging. Nice job there by Baker to work different parts of the plate and outside of that walk. Baker doing an excellent job in those next 3 batters to keep the Beavers scoreless as we head to the bottom of the first. Your score, Armstrong nothing, Western Beaver nothing here in this WPIAL first round matchup in Class 5A. Josh, we'll take a quick break.
We will take a quick commercial break here. Thanks for joining us. NFHS Network. Today's game presented by High Top Sports Network. We'll be right back.
You can shop for pretty much anything online. Clothes, food, vacations, you name it. All without ever leaving the comfort of your couch. Finally, banking can be just that easy too. With the all-new FMB e-store, you can shop for hundreds of financial products to manage your money. All from the comfort of your couch. From clicks to bricks, we've got you covered. Experience the FMB e-store in branch, on your phone, or online at fmb-online.com.
Most individuals, when they have an injury, they want to get back immediately, whether that is getting back to work or getting back to sport or getting to their next yoga workout. We really want to give them pain-free function and mobility as best we can for the extent of their lives, so they can be active, so they can enjoy being with their loved ones.
And welcome back to North Allegheny High School. Today's matchup presented by the John F. Graff Insurance Agency. Thank you to John and the fine folks down at John F. Graff Insurance Agency on Market Street, Katanning. Make sure you give them a call. The information right there on your screen, 724-545-2204. Leading off for Armstrong, a very familiar face to those that have covered this team for the last 4 years, and even those that like basketball, Josh. Doesn't matter what sport she plays, she is the best of the best, really. No other way to put it. Here in Western PA, a all-state in both softball and basketball. Emma Paul will stand in the first time in these 2024 playoffs. Bogacki, the pitcher, first pitch in there, strike 1.
Well, Paul hitting in that leadoff spot this year, Joe. We kind of talked about it a little bit, you and I, off the air. I'm sure we've addressed it on the air when we broadcasted these games. Trying to get her nice changeup, trying to get those extra bats for Paul.
Yeah, nice pitch nice pitch indeed there, Josh. Kind of took something off, and Paul, if you've seen one of the stranger Emma Paul swings, that was it. Normally it doesn't get fooled that badly, but as a result, Bogacki now up, no balls, 2 strikes. Paul able to get a piece of this one, but it's going to trickle past the backstop. Count remains no balls, 2 strikes.
Quick break by the Iceman up there, but he let the young man call him off.
Todd Harvey.
Foul ball.
Yeah, Todd Harvey, of course, the Iceman that Josh is referring to, the best trainer at Armstrong Junior Senior High School, and also the co-athletic director. Pitch on its way inside. Paul doesn't swing. Right call as the gentleman in blue indicates the ball. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Emma Paul. A lot of rhymes there. Accidentally. Wasn't intentional.
I knew it.
Oh.
I was thinking that in my mind. I didn't say anything, but, I thought, here comes that changeup. And if Paul was thinking the same thing, it was going to get launched over this building. But she was, again, fooled by it. So Bogacki doing a nice job of mixing up those pitches, Joe.
Yeah, and you can tell a lot of velocity difference between the fastball and that changeup. As she hurls this one in. Paul all over it. This one's back to the wall, off the base of the wall. Paul's going to round first, and she's going to trot into second with a stand-up double to begin this game for Armstrong. Man, oh man, if you're Bogacki, you really like how the first pitches of that sequence went, but Emma Paul able to sit on that one and do what she does best, drive that one deep to left field for a leadoff double.
We often have the debate, what is her best sport, basketball or softball, and it just gets harder and harder each game that she plays, because she does stuff like that, looking completely fooled on a couple of pitches in that at-bat, and then lines one off the base of the fence in left field. That's ripped.
This one ripped to center field. It will be camped under and caught for the first out, but Paul able to tag up and trot into third base, where she gives a high five to head coach and third base coach, in this case, Keith Schaefer. So a nice piece of hitting there to advance Paul down to third base, and now fellow senior Shelby Cloak will stand in.
Yeah, that ball was hit on the screws, but right at the center fielder, and she got a good throw in there, too, from center field. Paul came in kind of cruising. That ball got there quick.
Shelby Cloak now standing in with one down, and Paul at third. Keith Schaefer not making his usual web gem play there at third base.
I wonder if Coach Schaefer's okay. I'm going to have to ask him after the game, are you all right? Because that ground ball was near you, and you didn't lay out for it.
He's been known, as we've seen on the network, to make some web gem caliber plays at third base whenever he is there to coach. Big cut there by Cloak. Swung on a miss. So Bogacki now ahead in the count. No balls, 2 strikes.
Boy, that was a pretty good fastball right there. I think Cloak was maybe a little behind that because she didn't expect it that fast.
All over this one is Cloak, just a hair or too early as it sails well beyond the fence down the third baseline. Foul. Count remains no balls, 2 strikes to the Riverhawks third baseman, Shelby Cloak.
Looks like one of my tee shots, Joe, just hanging out on the hill there. Just above my feet by a mile.
It is hard to mimic one of your tee shots.
This is true.
This one just a little dribbler back to Bogacki. Paul caught between third and home, and she's going to get in safely.
Wow.
Emma Paul deking the pitcher Bogacki and able to score. And Cloak back to first base safely. Emma Paul buying the Riverhawks a run here in the first inning. Still just one down.
That was unreal, Joe. The deke, as you said, just a complete fake out by Emma Paul. Busts up the rundown before it can even get started. 1-0 Armstrong.
Not a good batter now to be coming to the plate if you're feeling any bit rattled and you're the Western Beaver Beavers. Jesse Pugh, one of the more prolific hitters in the WPIAL, certainly one of the more prolific hitters in Armstrong history, will step in now with Cloak at first base and still just one out.
Yeah, Jesse Pugh could easily make it 3-0 with a half swing. Yeah. We've seen her hit some absolute moonshots. As the kids call them these days, nukes.
Yeah, would not compare her nukes to your tee shots.
No.
Although you've been in the ball well.
Yeah, I get them up in the air too much a little bit.
Bringing it around.
I'm bringing rain with a couple of those the other day, but yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Take a Herculean effort to bring some rain here. Again, gorgeous conditions.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
North Allegheny High School is Bogacki pitching to Jesse Pugh. This one low in the zone, called a ball.
And I think Pugh, I mean, not that was that much of a borderline call, but I think Pugh, they're going to give her eye on the strike zone. She's not going to get a pitch that's borderline called against her, really just due to the reputation that she's built over the past 4 years.
Started since a freshman and she looks at a strike. But certainly, as we mentioned in that pregame, there's some veterans on this Armstrong team that have been a part of the previous 3 playoff runs, 2 of which ending in State College in the state championship game last year in the state semifinals against Shaler at Gateway High School. So some big games for both Jesse Pugh, Emma Paul, who just scored. And the stage doesn't seem too big. It never really seemed too big for a player like Jesse Pugh. Able to trot down to first base. Shelby Cloak's going to get down to second via the walk, but Cloak able to get down there quickly just to see if the catcher, Zeeley, could get back in time and prevent her from getting to third. So still just one down for the Riverhawks, one across already. And the Riverhawks catcher, Abby Bauer, will step in.
Abby Bauer, as we mentioned top of the broadcast, first year starting alongside Madison Baker, the new battery.
First pitch swinging, towering infield fly, able to be corralled and brought in for out number 2. Nice job there by the Western Beaver second baseman. So Przenica, someone we saw closer to the top of the order for much of this year for Armstrong, batting in that 2-hole behind Emma Paul, will now step in. Looks at the first pitch, called a ball. Jesse Pugh at first base, Shelby Cloak at second. And Przenica standing in for the Riverhawks with 2 down, 1 across already here in this first inning. Przenica throwing a bat at it. This one, again, another pop-up towards second base, brought in and caught for out number 3. So a nice job there by Bogacki and company to limit the damage, leaving 2 Riverhawks stranded, but they do score 1 here in the bottom of the first inning to make it a 1-0 Armstrong lead here in this WPIAL playoff opener in Class 5A. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back for more from North Allegheny High School. For Josh Reckengoss, my name is Joe Rhodes. We'll see you around the turn.
At Penn West University, we're making college make sense again for people who maybe thought college wasn't the answer. We're making college practical with programs tied to in-demand jobs that prepare you for success right away. We're making college accessible by breaking down barriers and offering more choices. We're making college approachable with faculty who understand where you're coming from and help you get where you're going. At Penn West, we're making college valuable again for people just like you. Learn more at pennwest.edu.
Steffi's Country Catering prepares home-style made-from-scratch dishes that will have you convinced Mom made it. Whatever the occasion, Steffi's Country Catering will have you coming back for every event year-round. Find us on Facebook to place an order or to see our Sunday specials, or call 724-54-85047.
Welcome back to High Top Sports Network here on the NFHS Network, WPIAL 5A softball playoffs. Josh Reckengoss here with you. Joe Rhodes to my right. And got a great vantage point for this game here at North Allegheny between Armstrong and Western Beaver, the number 1 seeded Riverhawks, taking on the Golden Beavers. Inning number 2 underway.
If you have any friends that are wondering why the game is not on our website and are bashing us on our Facebook page,
yeah, whatever.
Tell your friends that can't find it that it's on the NFHS network, that in fact we're not dropping the ball, you are.
The comments.
I know,
why?
We're about to turn the comments off. People just can't read, apparently, as it says, it's stated in the...
Clearly stated, and the link was posted
and the
this
link
morning.
was posted, yeah, but... tis what it is.
Well, High Top, should be doing this game. Well,
we are.
We are.
Back to the action, though, here, top of the second inning. Armstrong with a 1-0 lead. 5th batter in the Western Beaver order at the plate.
Well, Baker had that leadoff walk. Oh, sorry, Joe.
I'm sorry. I apologize for that, but good. What are you saying?
Baker had that leadoff walk in the first, and then really got it under control. A couple of strikeouts there in that first inning for Baker. Ooh, right. Just missing on the outside corner there. It's a good pitch by Baker.
Grounder back to Baker. First for the out. Nice job there, inducing weak contact for Baker. 1 down. Matty Psycho, the first baseman, will step in. 1 down. Baker inducing a ground out there on that last at bat to retire the first batter of this inning. Baker, as Josh said, really shaking off that leadoff walk in the first inning. Another strike there. Play it. Madison Baker working here in the top of the second inning. Takes something off there, inducing a ground ball, but foul. Jesse Pugh quickly over there to scarf it up and get it back to Baker. This one will be blooped over the head of the third baseman, Cloak Paul, over there quickly. Yeah, just one double checked, as you might have heard there. The stream is up and running on the NFHS network, so make sure you direct your friends to the link that we posted on Facebook earlier this morning. But a bloop single there for Western Beaver. Right over the head, a little bit of a sand wedge right over the head of Shelby Cloak at third base. Having Paul quickly over there to get it, to limit it to a single. But the first hit recorded by Western Beaver right there by Saika. Maddie Saika, the first baseman.
We do golf metaphors.
Yeah, we golf a lot.
Sand wedge.
It was a sandwich. 60 degree right over the head of the third baseman.
A little spin. A little backspin.
So Saika at first, now Tomkowski at the plate. Two Tomkowskis on the Western Beaver side of things. I think this is Abby Tomkowski, if I'm not mistaken. Lucy Tomkowski, the other of the Tomkowski duo. Baker's pitch on its way, swing and a miss. Nice pitch again by Baker to kind of ramp it up and do the swing and miss.
You notice she's not throwing her fastball over the plate. She's throwing it in places that are hard to make square contact. It's a sign of a good pitcher right there.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen it inside, outside, and really moving her pitches around well today is Madison Baker. Takes something off there. Weak contact, foul ball. Nice job by Tomkowski to stay alive. Baker up to 32 pitches now. Count even 2-2 with one down. Runner at first base. That's Maddie Saika. Pitch on its way by Baker. This one driven hard. This one driven deep. And it is gone. A home run with a runner on by Abby Tomkowski to give the Western Beavers a 2-1 lead.
Wow. Square contact right there. Right after I said keeping the fastball off the plate, she put one over the middle. And it was not missed. 2-run homer puts the Golden Beavers up.
So touching up the veteran pitcher, Madison Baker, is Abby Tomkowski, taking advantage of that runner at first base.
Oof. That ball was hit hard, man.
It was driven right over the center field wall with ease. And good contact for sure. Certainly, I don't think it's a question, Josh. The best contact that's been made so far by Western Beaver. Really not any hard-hit balls to speak of before that. But taking advantage of what she saw was Abby Tomkowski, and now the Beavers out in front 2-1.
You know, I noticed looking at their schedule and results, I'm thinking they only got 12 games in this year. Well, their last 3 were postponed. And, that's really tough to come in on that much of a layoff to the playoffs. Having their last 3 games of the season postponed and then having to come in here and face the number 1 seed. But apparently fresh are the Golden Beavers. That ball by Tomkowski just smoked out of here.
Sarah Scott stands in now with one down. Able to lay off that one, but I believe a strike was called by Blue, and he made some sort of gesture, not sure.
I think it was.
It was a very subtle gesture.
Well, there's one umpire that does a lot of Armstrong games as the slowest hand raise for a strike. It has thrown me off multiple times.
1-1 the count, one down, and a foul ball that Bauer heads back to the backstop and retrieves.
Yeah, that was just nipped by the bat. It hit Bauer in the shoulder, and it popped up in the air, and if she catches that, that's an out because the contact was made at the plate.
So Baker out in front, 1 ball, 2 strikes, looking to get back on track after that home run by Tomkowski. Pitch outside and reach, and just getting contact there with Scott. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, doing everything to protect the plate. That ball was well off the plate. Would have been a ball, but once you get in those 2-strike situations, you start making the strike zone a lot bigger in your head.
Baker in the windup fires this one ripped down the third baseline. Chris Colatriano, the head coach and third base coach, looking to make a play of his own there at third base, but unable to corral that one. I like a coach that goes after it.
Couple of visor guys.
Indeed, yeah. That's a great call. Yeah, Keith Schaefer and
stirrups and visors, baby.
Colatriano, both visor guys, as Josh pointed out.
I got a visor.
You do? You never
Not
wear
on
it.
Today, but
no, you don't wear it. You're too afraid.
I am. I don't think I'm there yet.
And a swing and a miss. Nice job again by Baker to fool the batter, throwing that one high out of the zone. So certainly what's aided her so far in her success, that one that you saw Tomkowski get a hold of pretty much right over the heart of the plate. So Baker, when hitting her spots and when mixing pitches and hitting the outside and inside parts of the plate, doing an excellent job. That one barely goes foul. Bunt attempt made, but a little bit of English on it takes it on the foul side of the first base line.
Well, Baker got Scott with that rise pitch, and I think what happened against Tomkowski, she was trying to throw the rise, and it just flattened out on her, and just stayed over the heart of the plate, and Tomkowski didn't miss it.
A ball there by Baker. Brings the count to 1-1 to the new batter, Carly Smith. And catch in the corner there was Baker for strike 2. So Baker now just a strike away from getting out of this inning, one of which the Beavers put 2 on the board thanks to a 2-run homer by Abby Tomkowski.
I'm going to give Abby Bauer that strikeout right there. But 2 frame jobs, Joe. Just unbelievable.
Yeah, great job there by the Armstrong backstop to frame that pitch and sit Smith down looking. But the Beavers do, in fact, strike. They score 2 on a home run by Tomkowski to put the Western Beavers, the 16th seed Western Beavers, out in front 2-1 over the number 1 seeded Armstrong Riverhawks. Here from North Allegheny High School, we're going to take a quick break and bring you the bottom of the second inning here on High Top Sports Network.
Armstrong Indoor Athletics, located at 132 South Grand Street Avenue in downtown Katanning, offers a state-of-the-art training facility and top-tier instruction by experienced coaches to help turn your youngster into the best baseball or softball player they can be. Batting cage and bullpen lane rentals are available for 30 to 60-minute sessions, and you can also sign your baseball or softball player up for private hitting, pitching, fielding, and catching instruction with our knowledgeable staff. Be sure to visit Armstrong Indoor Athletics online at aia.team or call them at 724-599-9761 for more information today.
We're back.
And welcome back to North Allegheny High School. Pitch on its way there, as you saw from Bogacki to the first Armstrong batter of this second inning.
Jordan Klingensmith, we saw her hit a grand slam in the playoffs last
last
year.
A huge playoff run for Klingensmith. A big grand slam. I think it was the state playoffs, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was.
In a Mercy Rule game at it wasn't Mechanicsburg. It was
it got
next round.
moved, yeah, because remember the wildfires.
Oh, yeah.
They moved it because of the smoke.
Crazy times.
Made it longer for us.
Crazy time to be alive, as they say.
Drove 4 hours out there for a game that
took 3 innings.
Took an hour.
Yeah.
Not a happy bus ride back with the Riverhawks.
No. So Klingensmith now standing in. That pitch out of the zone, able to hold back. Again, just reminding folks, tell your friends that this game is on the NFHS Network in case they're wondering why it's not on our website. It will be tomorrow, though.
Yeah.
Pitch in there for a strike. Klingensmith holding back the bat there, and her first at bat coming now in the second inning. So 3-ball count, and she looks at ball 4. So leadoff batter now on base for Armstrong in the form of Jordan Klingensmith. Now the Lily Guthrie, the 8th batter in the Armstrong order, will come to the plate with 1 on, no down, and the Riverhawks trailing 2-1. A rarefied air that the Riverhawks are trailing this early in a game. I want to say, Josh, and all 3 of their losses, I think they were leading early. Oh, nearly popping out there was Guthrie, the catcher, making an attempt, but unable to bring that one in.
Yeah, certainly unfamiliar territory for the Riverhawks to be down at all, really. But, yeah, this early in the game and in a playoff game.
So Guthrie stands in. No balls, 1 strike. Klingensmith at first base. The walk helped her reach, and that one hit down the line foul. Just a little late was Guthrie. One of those new starters for Armstrong out in the outfield. Guthrie taking that one inside for the ball. Count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Thank you again to today's sponsors, one of which Ryan Bowser State Farm, like good neighbor Ryan Bowser State Farm, is there. Guthrie reaching out for this one, popping it back behind the Armstrong dugout. Stay alive. Count remains 1 ball and a strike.
You know, Guthrie started out this season kind of just coming in as a courtesy runner, maybe getting an inning here or there, but she's really worked her way into the lineup, starting in center field today in a WPIAL playoff game.
Again, all 3 starters from the previous 3 years gone for the Riverhawks. So Guthrie playing a big role as Bogacki able to take something off there and get the swing and a miss for out number 1. Nice job there by the Western Beaver hurler to change speeds and induce the swing and miss.
Pulled the string on that changeup, man. Those things look as big as a watermelon, but you're way out in front of it because of her fastball is above average velocity.
For sure is now a pitcher-on-pitcher matchup. Baker first pitch swinging, bloop once again to second base. The third such pop-up and now pop out to second for out number 2. So quick work here by Bogacki and company on the Western Beavers side of things.
I believe that's 3 Armstrong batters first trip through the lineup that swung at the first pitch. Might be 4. I don't know. My mind can't recall it 100%, but got to be patient in there.
Now Emma Paul, the leadoff hitter, coming to the plate for her second at bat. A hit in her first trip, a double. Emma Paul, really run out of things to say about Emma Paul. Could go on and take longer than a broadcast would allow. Certainly the heart and soul of this Armstrong team, along with Jessie Pugh and Shelby Cloak and Madison Baker and the like, but no players maybe quite with the resume that Emma Paul has.
She's 1 in a million, that's for sure. I've been doing this a long time, so have you. And here it comes. Here it comes.
No doubt. Home run over the left field wall. Right on cue, Emma Paul, making me look good with the 2-run home run to put the Riverhawks back in front 3-2.
Oh, man, you got to forgive me. I didn't switch to the outfield view right there because I was watching the ball, and she smoked that, just absolutely crushed for a 2-run homer.
Emma Paul doing Emma Paul things and making me look good in the process.
Yeah.
Hitting a no-doubt home run over the left field wall. A double in her first trip, a home run there, and now the Riverhawks back in front 3-2. And when your team is taking some early cuts and popping out and making quick work at the plate, somebody like Emma Paul stepping in and doing that can really help stem the tide.
She's decent at sports.
She's all right. Could you beat her in a game of horse?
No. Absolutely not.
So now the Riverhawks inning will continue with 2 down, and that's the other part of it you have to remember, Josh. 2 outs. That's clutch hitting, and that's been a mark of this Armstrong team over the last few years, hitting big in big spots, certainly with 2 down included in that, and Emma Paul doing just that. The veteran shortstop able to put a charge into that one.
And look who tracked that home run ball down. It's none other than co-athletic director at Armstrong, Jay Canish, looking very summery today.
Yep, you got the Riverhawks swagger on. Swag.
Oh, Todd Harvey gets one too. Oh,
man.
It got past him.
Back-to-back AD grabs almost there, but the Iceman just a little bit outside of his grasp as he ranged for it there.
He tried to stop it like Messi right there, but he couldn't get the right foot down.
So Riverhawks trying to keep the inning going, but will do so as that one is a ground out to second by Ziegler. But Emma Paul able to hit a 2-run home run to put the Riverhawks back in front 3-2 as we head to the top of the third inning. Your score, Western Beaver 2, Armstrong 3 here on the NFHS Network, presented by High Top Sports Network.
You're always on the winning team with the power of Bowser, the official car dealer of the WPIAL. Visit PowerofBowser.com 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to find your perfect vehicle. Get the absolute best price and the best car buying experience around. See the full lineup at PowerofBowser.com. PowerofBowser.com, where the power of Bowser is yours.
Welcome back to the NFHS Network, presented by High Top Sports Network. Your score, Western Beaver 2, Armstrong 3, as the Beavers will come to bat in the bottom of the third inning. This broadcast brought to you by the John F. Graff Insurance Agency. Make sure you visit them online. Also, give them a call at 724-543-2204, located at 213 Market Street, right there in downtown Katanning.
I invited him out for a round of golf.
Good. We need some more faces. A lot of times it's just you and me, and it gets lonely out there.
It does. Because you get the Phil Hellmuth. You do the Phil Hellmuth on me. You put the sunglasses on, the earbuds in, and I'm talking to the squirrels.
This one ripped hard into the left center field gap, able to bring it in, but not without the double. Nice job there to lead things off was Shaw. She was on base there in the first inning via walk, and this time driving this pitch hard on a line to left center field, where kind of a little bobble there by the center fielder Guthrie. Certainly made enough time for Shaw to get down to second base. So the Beavers now with the top of their order at the plate. That was the leadoff hitter, and now Colatriano, the batter, trying to lay down a bunt, and she did in her first trip to the plate in the first inning.
Well, that was a slap bunt attempt, and I kind of like that call. Hard charging was Jessie Pugh. She was in on the batter's box, basically, and Colatriano at the very last second took a swat at it. And if that gets over Jessie Pugh, that's trouble.
Leadoff batter on second base. This one driven high and deep. Guthrie back, unable to get it. She got a glove on it, but it's dropped. Runners will advance. Going to go home with it is... Oh, nope, Paul smartly holds on to that one, but the tying run does come across the plate. Another hard hit ball here in this third inning. That one coming off the bat of Colatriano. A double. I've got to probably put that in the books, I think, as a double.
Yeah, that was a hard play.
Little hesitation, though, by Guthrie in center field. That's the thing. You take for granted someone like
Cassidy Adams.
Excuse me. In blank there for a second, and what she was able to do in center field over the last few years.
Taking home runs away.
Taking home runs away, indeed. There's a great picture of her doing just that at St. Francis University in the state playoff game, climbing the ladder to rob a home run that was going to be well over the fence, if not for her pulling a Spider-Man on the wall.
Oh, she was, her head's above the outfield fence, the top of the fence. Sky took it back, and just a heck of a photo by Mike Reed, our friend of the network.
So still no one down, a runner at second base, one across already for the Beavers, and hoping more to come, but a nice off-speed pitch there by Baker to get her mound opponent Bogacki to swing and miss. Count now, 1 ball and a pair of strikes. Colatriano, the runner at second base, able to knock home the game-tying run a moment ago. That went out of the zone. Ball 2.
Well, you don't want to let Western Beaver take the lead here and start believing. That's the thing. If you're the Riverhawks, you're the number 1 seed. You want to come in here and stomp. But, get into a back-and-forth game, that team starts to believe, and crazier things have happened.
I can not getting to watch as much Western Beaver as I've had a chance to watch Armstrong. One thing I can tell about them already is that their 6-6 mark, Josh, not indicative of the quality that they are. The 4-6 conference mark, certainly not indicative either. Certainly seen some pitches really squared up and hit hard here so far.
Well, they must have been doing some cage work during those last 3 postponements during the season.
A little English on that one makes Cloak have to charge hard for it, able to throw out Bogacki at first base, but not without Colatriano able to scamper down to third base. And she's just 60 feet away from putting the Beavers back in front. Still just one down here in the top of the third inning.
Oh, one down. I thought that was two for some reason. Just been an inning where Western Beavers putting bat on ball and making the most of it.
Yeah, making the most of it indeed.
Oh, pop, there it is. There it is.
And that one's going to get in there. Nice attempt by Klingensmith, but the run will score, and safe at first is Lefevre. And just like that.
That was the slap bunt, Joe, that I was calling. Coltriano tried it and then, stayed in and smacked the ball to deep center field. But right there, able to execute it are the Golden Beavers taking the lead.
4-3, back in front, and you have to wonder, what they felt like getting that lead early, and then Emma Paul seizing it away just like that. Certainly not phased. I think that's fair to say, Josh, as runner going to second base. Paul with a great stop of the ball there. But Madison Baker getting touched up a little bit here now by the Beavers, a scrappy team coming in as the number 16 seed. Armstrong, the number 1 seed, facing trouble here, trailing 4-3. Swing and a miss. To the batter, Caitlin Zell. Zell 0 for 1. Roselli, excuse me.
Well, Lefevre got a great jump on that stolen base. I mean, she was down there. Bauer turned it loose pretty quickly, but she was Lefevre was already sliding in, so getting another runner in scoring position.
Trying to catch that outside corner, but nothing doing. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Still just one down, Josh, and for as much action as happened here so far in this third inning, at least the top half of it so far, feels like there should be more outs, but not the case. One down for the Beavers. Already 2 across and another runner in scoring position at second base in the form of Lefevre after that steal.
Well, the lights just came on here. It's getting balancing out the white balance out there.
Indeed. Count now 1 ball, 2 strikes to Zelli.
We need to get some lights like that.
Indeed.
For the high top driving range.
Yep. Or even maybe donate them to Bird's Foot Golf Club, the official golf club of High Top Sports Network. Make sure you check out Bird's Foot. Awesome deals that go on there, as well as some of the outings and tournaments that they post on their website, birdsfoot.com. Baker now trying to find the second out of this third inning. Lays off that pitch. A little blooper towards right field. Coming in hard and able to get the catch was the right fielder for the Hawks. That, of course, Toy.
Clara Toy coming in. And she's another one, kind of inexperienced. This is her first playoff game, obviously. First, real action in her young career. So coming in hard there, making the catch. That's a big out.
Yeah, the flex player, I believe, Josh. And so she's out there for her defensive abilities and able to come in hard there and grab that one for out number 2. The batter now for Western Beaver, Maddie Saika. She's 1 for 1. Saika with a hit to her name and a run.
Well, Baker's being cautious with her right here. Doesn't want to give up any more in this inning.
Standing on deck is Tomkowski. Abby Tomkowski. Grounder to Paul at short. Should be routine throw onto first for out number 3. So the runner is left stranded, but the Beavers able to put 2 more on the board. Resees that lead 4-3 over the number 1 seeded Armstrong Riverhawks here in this WPIAL Class 5A softball opener for these 2 squads. Certainly an impressive start for Western Beaver. Josh getting kind of that punch back from the Riverhawks, not bowing to it. And just like that, back out in front 4-3.
Well, what we've seen in years past, Joe, is this Riverhawks offense if it doesn't just come out of the gates hot, takes one time through the order, and then they start really pounding the ball. And now they're getting through the order for the second time here. We'll see what they can put together after having given the lead back up.
I want to take an opportunity. I said tank. I want to take an opportunity. It's between thank and take.
Hank.
I want to take an opportunity to thank our sponsors, one of which Armstrong Indoor Athletics, a great training facility right there in Katanning, Pennsylvania.
The best.
Yeah, the best. Great indoor field. One of the few facilities that can house such a thing and have that indoor field. Obviously, it's not a full-size field, but what are the
120 feet.
Yeah, 120 feet.
That's
Certainly,
pretty good.
Yeah, certainly a resource to those living near Armstrong County. Make sure you check them out online at aia.team. And then also, too, they're having that the flea market vendor sale.
Oh, man, I'm going to go down there and get myself a ghost so I can hit like Emma Paul. Ghost is a bat.
No,
not going to get an
Casper.
I wasn't going to get an actual ghost.
Are those even for sale?
Well, I don't know if I'd buy Casper even if he was for sale. He kind of freaks me out.
He's a friendly ghost, though.
He freaks me out.
That's a part of his name.
I know.
You're not a ghost guy?
I'm not a friendly ghost guy. I think he's up to something.
Okay. Well, good to know is Riverhawks now stand in behind once again. Shelby Cloak, the leadoff batter in this inning for Armstrong, the third baseman. Puts a bat on this one, looking to bloop this one. That's going to drop, Josh. That was a 56-degree wedge right there. And Cloak's going to slide in safely. What a good job by Cloak to keep running there, turning that single into a double. I don't know if they're going to say maybe a single and an error. Not sure.
No, that's a double. That's a double. She never stopped. And I'll tell you what, she was so far back in her stance, it just kind of, it was like a 56. You're on it today with the club selection.
Thank you. You're
a good caddy.
I watch enough golf. Bad golf being my own, but first pitch in there to the cleanup hitter for the Riverhawks, Jesse Pugh.
I love when you shoot a 41. You beat me by 5 strokes, and then you're like, I played terrible.
Yeah, that's usually how I feel these days when I'm shooting a 41. High expectations. You gotta stay that way. You expect to shoot a 41, you're going to shoot a 41. You expect to shoot a 36, you're going to shoot a 36.
Oh, I gotta expect myself to do it.
Yes.
See, I expect myself to shank 5 in the woods and then triple bogeys like 2 holes, and then I do it.
I'm dressed to go golfing right now. That one low in the zone to Pugh. I bet you Pugh would probably be able to do well around the golf course.
I'd like to see her off the tee. Hammer time.
We got to ask her dad, Rick, whether or not he's a golfer and if Jesse has gotten into it as a result. Be a good question. We know Emma Paul. She's a golfer.
Yeah, joined the Riverhawks girls varsity golf team this year. They made it to the WPIAL finals, Joe.
Yeah. But Pugh with a walk there. Second walk of this game, certainly pitching around her. Then what she's able to do.
Yeah, she's not. Has she seen a strike?
I don't think
so.
So big spot now for the catcher, Abby Bauer. Here in the bottom of inning number 3, her team trailing. Looking to lay down a bunt. But that one high.
Got it back just in time. She stayed with it. She was going up the ladder with it, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say, I didn't know if you saw a signal of what that was called by the umpire, because sure looked like that bat was in the zone for quite some time.
Yeah, I believe she got it back in time, but it was close.
Yeah, it was indeed a ball.
That one definitely a strike. Missed that one.
Yeah, so count 1-1 to Abby Bauer, Armstrong catcher.
I wonder if Armstrong works on those slap bunts, because the way that they're running the wheel right now, Western Beaver, I mean, I might try one of those too. Hard charges at the corners.
Pitch on its way. This one well done by Bauer. Will advance both runners, and her job successful as Cloak now stands at third, Pugh at second base.
Productive out right there for the Riverhawks. Laid down perfectly there by Abby Bauer. Not too hard down the third base line. Kept it fair.
Brzezinka will stand in a big spot. The left fielder for the Riverhawks today. 0 for 1 thus far. Low in the zone, able to hold back. It looked like Blue was getting ready to raise that arm, but decides against it. Count 1 ball, no strikes.
He thought about it. It was raising off the hip there.
That one hit in the hole. That's going to get past the shortstop. Cloak will score. Pugh will stop at third base, and Brzezinka will go. Now Pugh's going to go after the hesitation by the shortstop. Another heads-up play on the base path by the Riverhawks. And just like that, they're back in front. Back and forth we go, Josh, as the
Wild
Riverhawks now lead 5-4. We saw a similar play in the that had been the first inning or second inning. Can't remember now, Josh. It all blended together. It's
First.
a long first 3 innings where Emma Paul was able to deke the fielder on the play and get home when it looked like she was about to be caught in a rundown between third and home, but instead she scores. And now another hard hit ball up the middle. Great job there by Klingensmith. Will get her down to first base, and then advancing to third was Brzezinska. We're seeing some better contact here now by the Riverhawks. You mentioned, Josh, second time around in the order for many of these Riverhawks. You saw what Emma Paul was able to do, and her second such at bat. Seems like some Riverhawks are starting to kind of see it better now. Pitch to Guthrie. Called a ball.
Yeah, just giving up that base to Klingensmith. They'll probably rule that defensive indifference. You're not going to throw right there. And Keith Schaefer knows that, so might as well get another runner in scoring position.
Armstrong back out in front, 5-4. Western Beaver retaking the lead in the last half inning, but Armstrong able to regain it with a couple of runs here. Still just one down in the bottom of inning number 3. This first few innings taking quite some time. It's already 6:30. This game starting a little bit late due to the North Hills and Mars game.
Quite the comeback there by the Indians, man.
Yeah, drawing out a little bit there. It was long. Back and forth that game went, just like this one.
Yeah.
With North Hills coming out victorious. This one hit foul. Todd Harvey taking a couple steps over.
Oh, he throws a little kid out of the way. No, just kidding. Todd would never do that.
His kids?
He's just his kids are older. He's just instructing them where to go. He's probably saying, "Watch that poison ivy right there, young man." Todd always on the lookout for everyone's well-being. Look at that. He's helping them.
2-2 the count. Pitch on its way. Swung on and missed. Nice pitch there by Bogacki to collect out number 2.
Yeah, down and in right there. That's a tough one for a right-handed batter to get clean. Pretty much you're either going to foul it straight down the third base line or swing over the top of it, and that's what happened there for the strikeout. Bogacki trying to work out of this jam.
Big spot now for Madison Baker. 2 runners on, both in scoring position. And her team leading by a run, but 2 more would certainly feel pretty good for Baker, who's surrendered 4 thus far.
Well, that's what you want to do if you're a pitcher, help yourself. And she has a prime opportunity to do it right here, find some green, maybe get a couple, because I doubt Coach Schaefer's going to hold up Klingensmith.
Reaching out of the zone for that one, slap down the first baseline. 2 fielders converge, and that one's going to drop in. Nearly a collision. Luckily, they did not. And Armstrong takes advantage of that. Baker stands at first, but 2 runners across, and now that Armstrong lead swelling ever so slightly now to 3. And the worst part about it, if you're the Beavers, Josh, is the batter that follows Baker, and that, of course, Emma Paul, who homered in her last at bat, a towering shot to left field.
Not impressed until she puts one right into this window.
I wouldn't dare her.
No, she's going to do it. But, yeah, that's why Coach Schaefer, we kind of talked about it a little bit earlier, hitting her number 1. I mean, traditionally you would think of her as maybe a 3-hitter.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I have had this conversation.
Situations like this are why it's probably good to have her in that one hole.
That's the logic.
Great. That's why Coach Schaefer makes the big bucks, and I don't.
And where's the coolest visors?
Yeah.
I'm going to start wearing my visor.
Yeah, you do.
I'm doing it.
Coach Keith Schaefer, not afraid.
He looks confident in it.
That's what you got to do.
Man.
You can't wear it and not.
I
got to own it.
I don't know if I can do it.
You got to own it.
Own that visor.
Paul now stands in, runner at first base, 2 across in the last at bat.
Oh, hitter.
And that one hits Emma Paul in the leg. Not sure where, if it was the thigh or the shin. Hopefully not the shin, because that one really.
Oh, man. Those hurt. Right off the shin bone. She's rubbing the outside, so.
That's a little bit.
Calf, maybe.
Yeah, there's more there to protect. You don't want it right on that shin bone. That would not feel good.
Oh, man, those are the worst.
Emma Paul does such a good job of getting out of it. You never really see her get hit. I don't know how many times she's been hit in her career. I can't remember any.
No, me neither. But
that one clearly getting her on the leg. And so now 2 runners on, and first pitch swinging. This one's going to be trouble 2. Coming on, but able to catch it is the center fielder, Shaw, to retire the Riverhawks, but not without some runs coming across. 4, in fact, as the Riverhawks regain the lead 7-4 here from North Allegheny High School on the NFHS Network on High Top Sports Network, presented by the John F. Graff Insurance Agency. We're going to take a quick break here, get a sip of some Baja Blast, and we'll be back for the top of the 4th here in this WPIAL playoff matchup between the Armstrong Riverhawks and the Western Beavers. And welcome back to North Allegheny High School for this WPIAL Class 5A first-round matchup between the Armstrong Riverhawks and the Western Beavers. Do you think they had to think hard on the mascot choice whenever they created Western Beaver?
Probably not. But they had to throw the golden in there. Look at I didn't realize
Golden
he
Beavers,
actually
yeah.
is golden.
Yeah.
I've never seen
terrified,
a golden beaver.
but
Never
golden
seen a
nonetheless.
beaver.
Terrified.
Oh, screaming. Look at him. He's basically on the back of a motorcycle going 100 miles an hour.
That's the analogy I used. I like that. It's like he's going,
Scared for his
terrified.
life. He said, I'm a beaver. There's no reason I should be on the road going this fast.
Yeah. What am I doing here?
What am I doing? I'm a beaver.
The Beavers now trail by 3, but they've done a good job of punching back whenever the Riverhawks have thrown their blow, and now it's a little bit larger of a gap than they've faced here in the last few instances. 3 runs.
That's a good point. They have not folded at all. You know, they'd get one on the board there. Armstrong scored 2. They fight right back. So see if they can do it for a 3rd straight inning.
The batter for the Golden Beavers is Abby Tomkowski. Hit that the 2-run home run for Western Beaver. Feels like a lifetime ago, and was it the 2nd inning? Paul charging, will throw on to first in time to have the runner at first base. Nice job there by Paul, doing it both at the plate and on the field.
Tell you what, Jay Pugh with a little stretch over there at first base, too. That helped.
Yeah, Jessie Pugh, and say it many times, we'll say it again, her defensive efforts at first, terrific, and everybody knows her for that bat, but certainly can do a great job of getting those scoops and fielding that position well.
And she's a talker over there. I see her chatting it up with the first base coach.
Yeah.
You always see her talking, if you're playing first base, you can't keep your mouth shut. You can't be quiet over there.
I like the first basemen that are chatters. I think it's
I am one. I used to be. I'm a golfer now.
I never played first. It's surprising I'm long. You figure I'd get some run there.
You don't have the first baseman's build, though. I kind of have the John Kruk.
John Kruk?
Kent
You just
Herbeck.
compared yourself to John Kruk.
Hey, I would have done the same thing that he did against Randy Johnson in the All-Star game. Put my helmet on backwards and just swing.
Who do I resemble? Like Hunter Pence?
No, you're kind of not. You're taller than him. You're wiry, though. See, the first basemen generally aren't wiry. We take up surface area.
Fair.
I've had like 3 people in the last week be like, talking about baseball or softball. I'm
You're
like,
definitely a first baseman.
Yeah, seriously. They're like, you played first, huh? And I'm like, yes.
What are you trying to say?
The hefty lefty?
Yeah.
Not Jared Lorenzen.
Nope. So 1 down here. Count 2-2.
Not that hefty.
To Scott, who is 0 for 1 thus far. Baker looks at her armband. Throws home to Bauer. Just missing outside. Count now full 3-2. A Steffi's Country Catering full count. Make sure you check out Terry Steffi online. Find him. Search Facebook, Terry Steffi. and see what his Sunday specials are, or just to book your next occasion. Certainly big fans of Steffi's Country Catering here on High Top Sports Network, on the NFHS network, as they pitch in there for ball 4.
Yeah, leadoff walk for Baker there. Not what you want after your team gives you a three-run lead. And we'll be enjoying some Steffi's Country Catering this coming weekend, Memorial Day picnic. Got some handballs and some gob cake coming.
Amen to that, brother.
It.
Amen to that, brother.
I mean, maybe the family will get some gob cake. I don't know. It might disappear.
Bunt attempt there, hit behind the backstop. That one ricocheting pretty hard off the bat of Smith. Carly Smith 0 for 1 thus far. But the bright spot right now for Western Beaver, as you said a moment ago, Josh, getting that leadoff batter on, trailing by 3 runs, hoping to continue that trend of able to punch back whenever they've been dealt a blow. That one fouled back to the backstop, where Bauer retrieves it, gets it back to Baker. But now the Western Beaver, wearing number 12, is behind in the count. No balls, 2 strikes, so likely won't be trying to bunt here in this particular instance, Josh.
Well, infield still in front of the bag.
Baker. Seeing if she could get the swing out of Smith. She does not. 1-2 the count. Baker pitch on its way. Not able to catch the outer quadrant of the zone. Ball 2.
Well, I think Baker maybe getting a little bit too fine here. She's been, hit around, got hit around last inning, and now she seems to be nibbling a little bit. And I mean, trust your defense right now. You got a great infield, an inexperienced but still solid defensive outfield.
Strike 3 looking there, right on cue, Josh.
Yeah, or you could do that. Get the backwards K.
Yeah, that was a nice job there by Baker. She's gotten a couple strikeouts via swing and a miss and a couple looking, so getting confusing some batters and just overpowering some. Baker up to, we're going to get you a number here in a second, Josh. She's walked 2, but she struck out 5.
Yeah, I was going to say 5. You got to give credit to Abby Bauer behind the plate, man. She is doing a great job framing these pitches from Baker, and she's calling the game right now. Well, she's looking at the dugout sometimes for signs, but she's calling a good portion of them.
Baker's pitch on its way to Bauer. The slap down the right field line, charging hard, but unable to get it. Luckily for the Hawks, it's on the foul side of the third base line. Count. No balls. And a pair of strikes. Yeah, Bauer, great point there, Josh. Bauer has done an excellent job filling in for Bella Atherton, another member of that Gannon softball team up in Erie. You obviously have the corner outfielders up there, and Emma Smerick and Jenna Klontz.
Smoke, first team All PSAC West this year, true freshman.
As I said, nicknamed Smoke, not because of a personal bad choices or anything like that. She's just really fast.
Enjoys a cigar every now and again, I've heard.
I do not know that. I've not heard that one, but
no, she's gonna get mad if that gets.
Yeah,
I'm kidding. Emma, just joking.
Yeah, she's too fast for that.
Did not get caught stealing this year. I believe she was like 25 for 25.
Wow. But as you mentioned, first team or went in PSAC West.
Mm-hmm.
So congratulations to Emma Smokes Merrick for that honor, freshman year.
That's a big deal. I mean, her speed, we saw it in high school on a level that, it just wreak havoc, wreck games, and she's doing it at the next level, too.
Shaw gets a hold of this one on the 2-2 count, ranging for its Guthrie, and unable to get it. One run's going to score, and a stand-up double for Shaw. Gets another run across, and that's another one where you wonder if Guthrie should have been able to get to it. It was very close. Certainly a hard-hit ball, and not a routine play by any means, but that's one that you hope, and I think maybe Riverhawks fans have taken for granted the last few years, as I said early on, that right there you have Jenna Klontz and possibly able to range that one down, or Cassidy Adams in center field. Just great fielders, not just hitters, as the case was with those two. But another run across, and the Beavers back within 2.
You know, one thing I noticed about Guthrie going back on that fly ball, Joe, she jumped with both hands. And that's a sign of a young outfielder right there. You know, you want to go up. You want to get full extension with one hand. You're jumping with 2. You're not going to get up as high. And, just also not a natural way to go after a fly ball, more of a line drive in the gap there.
Western Beaver, of course, 4-6 in section this year. With the likes of Moon, South Fayette, Newcastle, West Allegheny. That one hit foul. But, again, as I said early on in this game, Josh, and it's only looked more and more like this, their record not really indicative of the team that we're watching out here today in purple and black.
Oh, yeah, they came to play.
But Golden Beavers.
There's gold on the outline of the numbers, maybe?
Yeah, that's it. But in the meantime, Emma Paul able to catch that little blooper, a 60-degree wedge that does not find grass. Paul able to corral it for out number 3. So the Beavers do, in fact, add a run, but the Riverhawks managed to keep the lead, which has not been the case here as this back-and-forth game kind of continuing as the Riverhawks hold on to that 7-5 lead as we head into the bottom of inning number 4. Here from North Allegheny High School, Josh Reckengost. To my left, my name is Joe Rhodes. Glad to be here with you today on the NFHS Network, presented by High Top Sports Network, and brought to you by the John F. Graff Insurance Agency. Make sure you give John and the fine folks there a call today at 724-543-2204. See John's information right there next to that terrified beaver on your screen?
Oh, screaming.
Just literally the face. Like I use that analogy. It's like he's on the back of a motorcycle. Like, what am I doing here?
Just face going straight back. The G-force is getting to the golden beaver.
Mm-hmm. The hair is blowing in the wind.
His golden fur.
Yeah, golden. Yet these uniforms only have gold on the around the numbers, as you stated. I'll tell you what. If we didn't have great, these would be terrible uniforms if we were calling an Armstrong baseball game.
Forget it.
You would not be able to see them at all, as the black and the purple would blend way too well together.
Yeah, wouldn't even give it a shot.
So the bottom of the 4th inning upon us here. This one hit towards center field. It's going to drop. The shortstop backed off there, and it might have been easier for the shortstop to get that one, leaving it to the center fielder. And a leadoff batter now on. Once again, both these teams doing a good job of getting the leadoff batter on.
Well, that was Shelby Cloak again back in her stance. It's very strange. She's making contact like back here, but it's working. Bloop double, her last at bat, and a bloop single right here.
And Jesse Pugh now with a runner on, no one down, will step in. Pugh pitched around so far.
Yeah, I was going to say, does she get a strike here? Woof.
Going is Cloak. She's going to slide in safely, but the center fielder doing a good job of corralling that one and getting it into the infield. So Cloak now at second base. Jesse Pugh at the plate. Walked both of her times at the dish.
Well, she got a strike right there and took a big cut but missed it.
Pitch low in the zone. So Pugh, certainly I think it's fair to say at this point, Josh, getting pitched around, not getting anything anywhere near the heart of the zone. Big healthy cut there by Pugh.
Wow, a little behind that fastball by Bogacki.
Really hasn't had a chance to swing it much, probably. That's probably...
Got to gauge it. See if she pulls the changeup right here.
One might think that would be the way to go after fooling her on the fastball. Cloak stands at second base. Pugh just throwing a bat at that one, blooped in the foul territory and caught by the third baseman Lefevre for out number 1. Now the Riverhawks catcher, Abby Bauer, will stand in.
Yeah, you got to give Bogacki credit right there because, she had pitched around Pugh the first 2 at-bats. Maybe Pugh a little bit behind that fastball. I mean, Bogaki's warmed up right now. She can bring it and use that changeup right there to get Pugh out in front for the pop-up.
First pitch in there to the Armstrong backstop. Called a strike. 0-1 the count.
Abby taking her practice swings.
Yep, something I definitely recommend before addressing the golf ball. Always take a couple swings, or as you address it. Another strike there. So Bogacki out in front now. No balls, 2 strikes. Shelby Cloak at second base. Jesse Pugh popping out a moment ago. I imagine Jesse Pugh was probably really anxious to actually get the swing. Really not seeing much before that in her first 2 at-bats. Bauer, patient, lays off that pitch.
Hey, good eye. That was borderline.
That was close. A hard one to lay off of if you're down 0-2. Now the count 1-2 to Abby Bauer. Pitch on its way. Another nice job of laying off. Count even, 2-2.
Well, trying to get a run back, get that run back. They gave up in the top half of this inning. Extend that lead back up to 3.
This one hit hard. This one hit deep. That one is gone. Abby Bauer with an opposite field home run to bring home Shelby Cloak, and the Riverhawks now back in front, or further in front, I should say, 9-5. Abby Bauer with a nice piece of hitting there, taking that pitch to the opposite field and over the fence. Another no-doubter for the Riverhawks, who lead 9-5.
Oppo Taco. That's an Oppo Taco. That ball was laced right center field. Abby Bauer, patient, waited for her pitch, got it, ripped it, and Riverhawks back up. Well, like you said, further in front now, 4-run lead.
Abby Bauer, as you noted earlier, Josh, doing a great job behind the plate defensively and framing pitches and adding to what has been a nice evening for her with a 2-run home run, bringing home herself and Shelby Cloak to extend this Armstrong lead 9-5.
Well, we don't have a good angle. I didn't get to see that one go out because where we're stationed in the press box. But, I mean, that's a ball that she hit right there, and I'm thinking, boy, if it doesn't get over the fence, you know, it's going to stick in the chain link there. But she got it up enough to get it out of here.
Yeah, not necessarily a long field here at North Allegheny. Now, granted, Armstrong plays at what's probably the shortest park in all of the WPIAL.
The Homer Dome.
The Homer Dome. Not the Homer Center.
Not the Homer Dome.
Homer Center Gymnasium is a real Homer Dome, but
it is.
Armstrong's softball field. High fences, but very short. And that one probably out of there as well.
I think it's like 200 all the way around. It's pretty short. Not the actual Homer Dome.
So Isabella Prosenica now at the plate. Big hit in her last at bat. She's 1 for 2. She looks at a strike there. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 down for Armstrong here in the bottom of inning number 4, leading by 4. Prosenica trying to hold back that swing and kind of just barely throws the bat at it. Pop out to third base for out number 2.
Well, Bogacki, I mean, that changeup has been very, very effective for her. She's gotten people out in front. She's used it to get a strikeout. You know, it just, you can't rely on it too much because once they start seeing it, they're going to start picking up, you know, the delivery tick and sitting back on it. And that's the last thing you want to do with this team is just serve them up.
First pitch swinging Jordan Klingensmith fouled out of play. Klingensmith 1 for 1. Second baseman for the Riverhawks. Standing in now with 2 down in the bottom of the 4th. A long game thus far. I'm just looking at the recording time here. We've been on air for an hour and 40 minutes.
Oh, look at that dog up there. There's a little puppy. I love dogs at the ballpark. I'm going to point it out every time. Gotta have it.
Gotta have it.
There was a bulldog that used to come to Armstrong. I think whoever the person was there to watch has graduated because I haven't seen the bulldog this year, but oh man, he would come up to me and just hang out while I broadcast.
I think I saw him this year, actually.
Did you really? Oh man.
Maybe not. As Klingensmith doing a good job of holding off there. That one borderline as they come. The third baseman Lefevre for Western Beaver taking a couple steps in like she was going to celebrate with her pitcher, but nothing doing. Outside, count now full. 3-2. Good at bat by Klingensmith. Quickly back on the rubber and throwing is Bogacki. This one slapped off the bat of Bogacki. A chance for Klingensmith, who will reach safely and extend this inning. Nice job again by Klingensmith to take a long at bat there and see what she could do with that full count pitch. Able to drive it up the middle. Bogacki getting a glove on it, but not able to field it. And I believe that was the second baseman, Josh, that did have to field it.
Yeah, something.
You're attacked by a gnat.
Went right in my eyeball. I don't know what is the deal recently. They've been going in my mouth more often than my eyes, but
just everybody wanted to find out.
Oh,
Josh,
man.
Eating bugs these days.
I had 7 last week.
Wow.
Mostly on a golf cart. They were just, you got the windshield down, that's what's going to happen. They'll get right at you. Yeah, I believe it was the second baseman. I don't know. There was a gnat.
Bunt laid down. Going to play
Wow,
along
what a
the
bunt.
line.
Oof.
Nearly. Oh, man. A very close play there. Thought that Lefevre was going to grab that. Instead, she does not. Gets a hug from her catcher as a result.
Yeah, thank goodness, she said, because that was a well-placed bunt. It just had a little bit of the side spin on it. I thought it was going to stick on the chalk. It did not.
So with Klingensmith at first and 2 down, Guthrie is over 2, looking to do some damage here for the Riverhawks. Get off the Schneid. High in the zone. Zelli keeping Klingensmith honest at first, even though it looked like Klingensmith was on the bag. It wasn't even looking like she was in any interest in going to second base,
Nope.
but Zelli just wanted to get out of her stance quickly. Here's a little blooper to right field, and camping under it and getting the catch for out number 3 was Tomkowski. Tomkowski, sorry. My pronunciation very awful there.
That's real small print. I mean, I'm getting older, but I can't see those little letters.
Tomkowski able to grab that one and retire the Armstrong side as we head to the top of inning number 5. Your score, Armstrong 9, Western Beaver 5 in this 1-16 matchup, Class 5A softball. There's 16 teams in Class 5A.
No buys in 5A.
Wow.
I believe 3 and 5 don't have buys.
So there you go. There you have it. But Armstrong, of course, the 1 seed, facing an onslaught early on by Western Beaver. Really, they've been putting it on for pretty much the entire duration of this game, but Armstrong responding with 9 runs of their own. Armstrong with, I believe, 2 home runs. One from Bauer, one from Paul, both of the 2-run variety, so there's 4 of your runs right there. But, just to give you kind of an idea of how Armstrong is able to score some runs. Emma Paul with 2 hits, of course, that 1 2-run home run. Shelby Cloak with 2 hits. Abby Bauer with a hit. Presenica with a hit. And Klingensmith with 2. So 3 Armstrong players with 2 hits. As for Western Beaver, they have a total of 6 hits. 2 coming from Shaw. And then a hit from Coltriano, Lefevre, Saika, and Tomkowski. Tomkowski with that 2-run home run. Now, Bogacki, the pitcher, stands in and face her mound opponent, or circle opponent, I guess you could say.
Yeah, another gnat in the eyeball.
Or you getting joy on us?
No, it went in my eye.
Baker fires a ball high out of the zone. Ball 2. Bogacki 0 for 2, so she's batting in that 3 hole. She's certainly eager to get on the board here. She stands in with no one on.
That was a great pitch.
Yeah, great pitch indeed by Baker. Outside part of the plate. Bogacki holds back. 1-2 the count here in the 5th inning. This one hit hard. This one hit high. But Jesse Pugh will catch that one with ease for out number 1.
That was a great pitch by Baker, that rise pitch right there. And the swing just catching the ball, catching the top of the bat, just going straight up.
I feel like Bogacki would have liked to have that one back.
Oh, yeah.
As she just missed that one and pop up to first base. The result, now 1 down for the cleanup hitter, Lefevre. Be silent?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, it is. I heard the introductions. I was paying attention to
Well,
those.
I heard him too, but like I've seen that name in hockey where it's pronounced Lefevre. So I don't know. Same spelling and everything. But that's the French-Canadian way. I don't know.
It's America.
Different down here.
Yep.
Get yourself to the stage.
Yeah, nobody knows what that means.
George.
You want to tell that story, Josh?
No, I don't. Not at all.
Okay. As the pitch in there for a strike, so Baker ahead in the count. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 down, and you saw a moment ago the pop out by Bogacki. Baker looks at her wristband for the pitch that she's supposed to throw, fires it in there, but misses for a ball. 1-2 the count. Lefevre 1 for 2 on the evening, day, afternoon. Started in the afternoon, very beautiful sunny day. And the sun now beginning to set on North Allegheny High School, where we are situated.
Down Wexford.
Down Wexford, yes. That one on the outside corner struck out looking was Lefevre, and now the Riverhawks with 2 down, looking to make it a 1-2-3 inning. Not too many of those tonight, Josh.
No siree, and another great frame job there by Bauer behind the plate. I thought that might have been off the black there on the outside of the home plate, but call made.
Good mention. That was a Steffi's Country Catering backwards K.
T-Steff, he'll slick you up. Find him on Facebook. Terry Steffi, TerrySteffy. Look for those Sunday takeout specials. And remember, mention High Top Sports Network. The next time you choose Steffi's Country Catering for your event, get a 10% discount.
Not the Sunday special, though, right?
Not the Sunday special. I've had questions about it.
So now the Golden Beavers down to their final out of this 5th inning. Down to their final 7 outs, if you want to look at it that way. Todd Harvey just all over it today.
Oh, man, moving quick.
Wow.
Look at that.
Did somebody tell him it was his job to do that?
I think he saw us pull in, and he was like, I'm going to stand right behind home plate, track these foul balls down. Those guys are going to have no choice but to mention me.
I want to know the number of athletic directors that are doing that.
Very few.
Yeah.
Very few that we interact with, that's for sure.
Impressive stuff by Todd Harvey today. Among the most impressive things we've seen. Emma Paul's home run, pretty good, too.
Yeah. But is it the Iceman up and down the hills?
Yeah. Bauer's opposite field home run there a moment ago. Pretty impressive. But Todd Harvey, as much as the number of steps, there he is again.
Look, he's on it. All over it.
He's put in work.
Went for the wide view there, so you could see him, but he went out of the screen. He's on man on a mission.
Unreal.
Now, does he show off the arm here? Let's see it.
Yeah, they're out of balls.
Oh,
the reason
man.
they have any is because of Todd Harvey.
I know, really. Let's see the arm, Todd.
Got it in there.
He's thinking about it. He's waiting. He just wants a sign. That's all you got to give him is the sign.
I was going to toss it. There he is. Holding it up, signaling, and he has it. Oh, a little underhand toss.
I thought he was going to fire it out to that umpire at first base. Just crow hop, fire it.
Warming
He's
up over there.
been busy.
Yeah. I believe that's Ban warming up over there for Armstrong, if I'm not mistaken. Is it?
Yeah, I believe so.
So
23.
We'll see if Baker is going to go the distance here. Obviously, don't worry about number of pitches in softball as you do in baseball. But maybe Coach Schaefer just in case. This one popped into foul territory. Cloak catches it, and that will retire the side in order in the bottom of the 5th inning, or top of the 5th inning, excuse me, here from North Allegheny High School. Your score remains Armstrong 9, Western Beaver 5 in this first round matchup between the Riverhawks and Golden Beavers. Josh, We'll take a quick break, and then we will be back for the bottom of the fifth inning here on the NFHS Network, presented by High Top Sports Network, brought to you by the John F. Graff Insurance Agency.
In life, some things just go together, like a burger and fries. And home and auto insurance from State Farm. Combine and save.
In Ford City, talk to State Farm agent Ryan Bowser today.
Armstrong Indoor Athletics, located at 132 South Grand Street Avenue in downtown Katanning, offers a state-of-the-art training facility and top-tier instruction by experienced coaches to help turn your youngster into the best baseball or softball player they can be. Batting cage and bullpen lane rentals are available for 30 to 60-minute sessions, and you can also sign your baseball or softball player up for private hitting, pitching, fielding, and catching instruction with our knowledgeable staff. Be sure to visit Armstrong Indoor Athletics online at aia.team or call them at 724-599-9761 for more information today.
And welcome back to the NFHS Network, presented by High Top Sports Network, brought to you by the John F. Graff Insurance Agency in downtown Katanning, right there on Market Street. Make sure you give him a call for any of your insurance needs. 724-543-2204. Madison Baker to lead things off for Armstrong. Emma Paul on deck. I almost called her Emma Deck. She's on deck. Emma Paul on deck. And Shelby Cloak, I believe, in the hold end. She's batting second. Cloak?
Ziegler,
excuse me. First pitch in there. Low in the zone, 4-1. I'll say, obviously, a long ways to go here, Josh, but thinking about the Ryan Bowser State Farm Player of the Game, there's so many names that you could throw into that hat. As Baker swung on and pop out to second. Another pop out to the second baseman. She's been busy today with very similar tasks just like that, having to just kind of stand under it, but really a lot of weak contact. Outside of the home runs that we've seen in this game, really nothing really hard hit. There was that little slapper in the gap by, I'm trying to think who that was, and then Clayton Smith with a little bit of a hard hit ball up the middle, but really both pitchers have done a great job of inducing weak contact outside of the home runs, of course.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like you said, I think that's the fourth or fifth pop-up to second. And, you play in second base, you don't think you're going to get that much action, but today's the day.
And the always dangerous Emma Paul stands in. No one on, low in the zone. Certainly going to probably work around her a little bit. A home run and a double to her name, and a hit by pitch as well.
I was going to say, got plunked last at bat.
Got to find out how many times that's occurred. Can't remember any, really.
Ooh. Oh, I thought he was raising his arm for a strike there, but no. It was both arms with the count.
So Paul now, I think it's an 0-3 count. Or 3 balls, no strike, excuse me.
Give her the green light.
Looks at that one, and strike one. There's a little wry smile, I believe, from Emma there. Knew that one was one that she would have liked to tee up.
Mm-hmm.
But she decides against it. Now she'll stand in with a 3-1 count and see ball 4. So Emma Paul will reach base for a 4th time in as many at-bats. And now Natalie Ziegler will stand in with
I'm not sure Coach Schaefer lets anybody have the green light on 3-0.
Yeah.
He's kind of by the book when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah, good point. I think you're right. Now Ziegler with Paul at first and 1 down will stand in. First pitch swinging, another blooper to the infield, and Paul out at first.
She may have been running on. I didn't see. I was looking to the right there, but I don't know. Did she take off to try and steal right there?
I think it was I don't know if it's a hit and run or what it was, but I think that Ziegler was supposed to hold her bat there, if I'm not mistaken. So the Riverhawks doubled up. And the side retired. Score remaining 9-5 here in the top of the 6th now. We had, Josh, your thoughts?
Well, that was the quickest inning of the game so far. Both pitchers seemed to get a little bit better in that inning, as you said, inducing that weak contact and able to let their defense do some work behind them. I mean, Riverhawks are holding Golden Beavers at bay, but you know what? They came to play today, so I'm not ruling them out just yet. It's been a nice surprise. I honestly thought when we were driving down here, I said, you know, and this is no disrespect to Western Beaver, haven't seen them play all year long. It's the 16 seed against the 1 seed, and you just figure it's going to be chalk and a walk, and it's not.
No, we thought it's 7:15 right now as the clock shows, and we thought we'd be on the road.
I thought I'd be eating.
But you know what? That's on us. Western Beaver making us look silly as a result. We didn't put that out there until now.
No.
But you know, anytime there's a 1 and a 16 matchup, and that 1 seed is this Armstrong team that's seen big stages and bright lights, and seems to rise to the occasion in each of those, you assume it's going to be a quick one. And that's not been the case here as Western Beaver has been able to do a good job and put some runs on the board and touch up Madison Baker a little bit and make the fielders work too. That's I think a big part of this as well. We've seen that some of these balls hit hard to the gaps. You know, I guess we've seen some hard hit balls when you think about it by Western Beaver, but again, Baker having to really pay attention to some batters in this order, really up and down the order. Josh,
she fouled that off her bat handle.
Okay.
That was she tried to get out of the way and the ball hit it. She turned and looked at her coach and went like foul ball off the handle there. Don't get that often.
No, you don't. So now the leadoff batter, Saika, is behind, no balls, 2 strikes. Baker in the driver's seat. We've seen her kind of go high with a fastball in this situation in the past. This one she's going to lay off and throw something off speed in the outside part of the plate for a ball.
Well, Abby Bauer's calling a good game. Baker just, you know, she's kind of been borderline on the execution of a couple pitches in situations like this. Certainly don't want to put the leadoff runner on here this late in the game.
And a foul ball there. Todd Harvey taking a couple steps towards it. The youngster going to retrieve it for him instead. He deserves it. He needs to take a break. Somebody needs to let him put his feet up a little bit.
You're going to be sweating, man.
One of the hardest workers, man. You think he starts his days early and ends them late often. Todd Harvey, just class act and play now for Klingensmith at second. Guns it over to first for the out. Nice job there by Klingensmith. Haven't seen her really get anything sharply hit her way, so good to see that she was able to bring that one with ease. Bring that one in with ease. So now 1 down. And Tomkowski, reason for 2 of the runs for the Golden Beavers today, will stand in. 1 down, no one on base. And her squad down to their final 5 outs in this first round matchup. Class 5A, the WPIAL, or District 7 as I like to call it.
D7.
Yep. Because it is District 7.
Ooh.
Little dribbler there. Close going to have a hard play. She throws on to first with a dart over to Jessie Pugh with another excellent stretch for the out. That one was looking like trouble, but the senior-to-senior connection there from third to first, big reason why they were able to retire the speedy Tomkowski for out number 2.
Yeah, Pugh walking a little gingerly right there over to the circle. I think she might have gotten spiked there right as Tomkowski came through the bag. Obviously unintentional, but you know, when you're stretching like that, your heel goes up and it's part of the bag, so sometimes it gets stepped on.
Yeah, wiggling that right foot a little bit there was Pugh. Pitch low in the zone. Ball was diving quite a bit.
I've been there, Jesse. I know what you're feeling right now. It stinks.
Third batter of this inning. Now the Beavers, jeopardy of going down in order 2 consecutive innings. Something that they have not done all night. There's the pitch in there for a strike to Scott. 0 for 1 today is Sarah Scott, outfielder for the Golden Beavers. Looks at strike 2.
Went to the Jacob Stalling School of Framing Pitches there.
Yeah.
That was the one thing he could do.
Yeah, she's done excellent. That one will be in play, and Bauer will throw a little bit close to the inside of the line, but Pugh able to snatch it and tap the bag for out number 3. So the Beavers do, in fact, go down in order for a second consecutive inning, and the score remains Armstrong 9, Western Beaver 5, as we head to the bottom of inning number 6 here on the NFHS Network, presented by High Top Sports Network, brought to you by the John F. Graff Insurance Agency in
downtown Katanning, Market Street.
Downtown Katanning.
Downtown. See the river there, City Seasons Bridge. You look right up a courthouse there.
Yep.
It's an idyllic shot right there coming across.
You've never been to Katanning? You owe it to yourself.
I'll show you around. I'll show you the sights.
Yep. Find Josh on X or on Facebook, or just look up Josh Reckengost. If you need a Katanning tour guide, he'll give you the grand tour.
Look at that puppy over there. Yeah, I will give you the grand tour, honestly.
Distracted by dogs in the crowd?
I'm sorry. It's I am like a dog whenever that happens. I'm looking over there. It's playing with some little kids. Oh, it's the cutest dog ever.
Do we know, a quick question, we mentioned our great photographer friend, Mike. Is he here today?
He said last week he had sent an email that said he was going to try to get here, but he didn't know with soccer commitments. Mike is also the head coach of the boys varsity soccer team at Armstrong.
Oh, yes.
He didn't know with soccer commitments. I think there was a camp going on.
Oh.
He said he was going to try and get here, but not 100% sure.
Well,
I didn't hear from him today. So
in that case, I'm going to snap a couple shots.
Snap some clicks, click some snaps.
Do some play-by-play and snap some shots, so you can find those in the Leader Times.
The Leader Times.
That looks I'm not sure, but maybe a smudge on our lens. But nevertheless, Shelby Cloak will stand in for the Riverhawks here to start the 6th inning. That one fouled back behind the backstop. Everyone parting like the Red Sea as Todd Harvey just looks over. Now he's standing with co-athletic director Jake Canish.
One has orange on their head, one has orange on their shirt.
Yeah, they're like
and shoes, actually. Jake has the orange
shoes. Looks like Todd's wearing darker shoes, so maybe they're blue. I can't tell from this far, but nevertheless.
I wonder if they talk about it in the office.
100%.
Hey, what are you wearing to that playoff game?
Cloak standing in now with a strike to her name. That one low in the zone, bouncing, and nothing the backstop could do for that one. 1-1.
Well, Cloak's had those 2 hits in her last 2 at-bats. She's been on her back foot and doesn't look like a very strong cut because all her weight hasn't been transferred to the front. She's kind of standing on her back, and she's blooped them in. She's had a couple of hits, and that first foul ball, it looks very similar, too. So maybe Shelby just not seeing it right today.
Armstrong hoping this is the last inning that they will come to the plate. If they're able to retire Western Beaver in the top of the 7th, of course, they wouldn't have to bat, being that they're the home team. So, but I'm sure they want to tack on a couple more for some insurance. And speaking of insurance, make sure you stop at one of our wonderful sponsors, either John F. Graff there in downtown Katanning, or if you're more of the Ford City persuasion, Ryan Bowser State Farm in downtown Ford City.
That's right, RBSF, Ryan Bowser State Farm. Great guy, great sponsor of ours since day one. Gonna have a party for my day ones, and Ryan will be there.
Most definitely. As one of our more well-liked Canadian musical artists would say.
In a feud right now, though, losing friends.
Yeah, that's never a good thing. That was Jessie Pugh, who's not losing any friends. Stands in for the Riverhawks.
She's gonna lose a softball.
Yep. We've seen her lose quite a few over her 4 years in an Armstrong uniform.
Yes, we have.
Hard to lose friends whenever you're hitting towering moonshots like that.
The only friend you're losing is the opposing pitcher.
Yep. Not making any friends with the opposing pitchers, that's for sure, is Jessie Pugh.
Yeah, I mentioned that rain game down in Bedford. She hit the longest home run
Is
I've
that
ever
the longest
seen.
still? Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And that's 4 years later. That's the wild part.
Just absolutely destroyed.
This one hit out to center field. Center fielder calling off the other fielders to her left and right. Able to retire Pugh. Pugh just missing that one. A little high in the zone.
Yeah. And you know what? Riverhawks in danger of going down 1-2-3 here. The past couple of innings, seen it a few times out of these two teams that were started out so hot at the plate.
Abby Bauer, now the batter for Armstrong. She went yard in her last at bat, that opposite field home run, 2-run home run. This one's going to be hit down the right field line. A diving attempt will get past the right fielder. Bauer will trot into second base with a 2-out double Bauer's bat continues to bash, and the Riverhawks still some life.
That's the signal they're doing to each other.
It's like the Zoltan Z.
Yeah, the upside, like the Wu-Tang butterfly.
Wu-Tang butterfly. So the catcher will trot off after the double. Another hit. Nice hit for Bauer. Should mention normally great walk-up music.
Yeah, we're not getting any walk-up music today here at North Allegheny. That's okay.
Or not.
I haven't heard any. I've heard some between innings.
Poor on to run at second base for the departed Abby Bauer. Departed just for now. She'll come out and catch.
Yeah. You know, they don't give her a courtesy runner when she hits a home run and has to run around the bases.
Yep. It's one of the rare times she probably gets to touch home.
That's true.
Only on dingers. Now batting for the Riverhawks is Isabella Brzezinska. 1 for 3. She had a big hit earlier in this game. Drive home run, I believe. That was an RBI. She does indeed. She has 2 RBIs to her name on that hit. I think that was that hard hit ball between the shortstop and third baseman, if I do recall.
I believe you're correct, sir.
That one called a strike.
Pardon me. Sorry about that.
Kind of in between there. Well, if Mike is not here, I have a picture for the paper.
There you
go. That little hit a moment ago by Bauer. Should be good enough. This one hit down the third base line, but foul. Lefebvre over there quickly. Is Lefebvre? Lefebvre.
He said Lefebvre.
That's what I heard too. If anybody says that I'm wrong, I'm just going to say that the gentleman calling a public address told me to do it.
That's right.
I'm sure he asked for pronunciation before the game.
Did.
Swing and a miss. Bogacki rearing back for that one. But the Riverhawks remain in the lead. And the last chance upcoming for the Golden Beavers in this 9-5 Armstrong lead in this 16-1 matchup, or 16-1 matchup in the Class 5A bracket of the WPIAL playoffs here on the NFHS Network, presented by High Top Sports Network. I want to thank another one of our sponsors, Americoal Mining. Thank you to Americoal Mining for their support of local athletics in Armstrong County and surrounding areas. Americoal Mining, big on supporting local youth athletic events, and the playoffs certainly a part of that. Really believe strongly in showcasing these student athletes on this stage. So thank you again to Americoal Mining. Josh.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
Well, I'm going to say something right now. I thought, and I didn't say it on the air because I didn't want to, put anything out there. But I thought, well, this game's starting at about an hour late because that Mars North Hills game went long, and I figured they'll get back on schedule because the Riverhawks are going to put it on quick. And you know what? Western Beaver has proven to me that they are a squad that is gritty, tough, never say die, and have really given Armstrong a game here. I think maybe the Riverhawks, I'm allowed to take them lightly. I'm a commentator. I don't have to go out there and play the game, but I think the Riverhawks might have taken these Golden Beavers just a bit too lightly today. But a chance to close them out right now, Joe.
As the first 2 pitches into Smith called a strike, so Baker, who's really battled back strong after getting touched up a little bit, and I said about not too many hard-hit balls. That's not necessarily true because we've had to see these outfielders range a lot to track down some of these balls, as Baker is able to strike out Smith for out number 1, so the Golden Beavers down to their final 2 outs. But really ever since the, what would have been, the 4th inning? Baker's been really in control, setting the Golden Beavers down in order in both of the last 2 innings. So I believe there's another game after this, Josh.
There is. It's a triple header tonight here at North Allegheny. And there's a broadcast crew waiting right behind us, so we're going to have to move quick here once this game's done.
Yeah, we'll quickly get to our player of the game and announce that before we log off. But Josh said going to have to kind of head out early. So down 0-2 is Shaw, the leadoff hitter, having a great night. 2 for 2.
kind of, that's one thing about a small leadoff hitter. She kind of crouched there. That ball a little bit high by Baker, ducking under those strikes.
Baker a little high on that one to Shaw. Count 1-2. Shaw with 2 hits and a run scored, an RBI, and a base on ball. So she's reached 3 times, has Shaw. Baker pitch on its way high once again. 2-2 the count now, with 1 down here in the top of inning number 7.
Well, you don't want to lose her and put her on base here after being ahead 0-2. So see how Baker comes after her.
Strike.
Oh. Maybe not 0-2.
Yep, nope, that was 3-1, so we must have mixed up a pitch somewhere in there.
It's definitely possible.
So now the count is full, 3-2. I thought I saw a signal for a strike.
I thought you did. Yeah, I thought I saw it too.
Full count pitch on its way, swing and a miss on the changeup. Great pitch there by Baker for the swing and miss. Now the Beavers of the golden variety down to their final out here. Josh, you said it quite well. No matter the outcome here, you have to be impressed with this Western Beaver team. The 16th seed coming in here and stealing the lead back twice from Armstrong, but Madison Baker and company really buckling down here over the final few innings and look like they're on their way to stealing this first round victory. But things weren't easy for the Armstrong in many of the innings here tonight, and that's really a tribute to really what this Western Beaver team has been able to do against a veteran like Baker, and just continue to battle regardless of what Armstrong's done.
Well, I give a lot of credit to Bogacki too, because like you said, defensively and Madison Baker in the circle having to bear down there after that 4th inning. Well, guess what? Those hitters in the box, they're trying to score runs. They're bearing down too, and Bogacki upped her game and kept the Riverhawks off the scoreboard these past 2 times up.
So Colatriano will stand in. I'm not sure if she's the daughter of head coach Chris Colatriano, but she lines out, and that is the final out. And I wanted to mention Chris Colatriano. He deserves some credit in what we saw here tonight as well. Great showing by his team, but they will fall short as Emma Paul collects that final out and seals the deal. Armstrong victorious by a score of 9-5 here in this WPIAL Class 5A first round matchup. Josh, I'm going to say my player of the game vote goes to Abby Bauer.
Clutch.
Yep, she had that big 2-run home run. She had that nice double there a little bit ago, as you saw. And what she's been doing, what she's able to do framing pitches was excellent as well. So Abby Bauer gets my vote there.
And we're going to make it unanimous because what she did behind the plate, I thought I was watching her very closely because one of the things that made Bella Atherton so good was that she called the games for Cam Sprankle. She didn't look to the dugout for every pitch. She knew the batter. She had the scouting reports in her head, and she called that game. And Abby Bauer did quite a lot of that today. Now, there were certain situations where she looked over, but calling the pitches, she called 90% of them, and that was very impressive. Her framework was perfect today. She bought a couple of those strikeouts for Baker. And then, of course, to go with the clutch hits, the Oppo Taco 2-run bomb to help the Riverhawks get back in front. Abby Bauer it is, our Ryan Bowser State Farm player of the game.
Yeah, Josh, quickly, if you could look up the bracket for me and give me kind of an analysis or breakdown real quick as I get some of these cameras out of the way, but so these gentlemen can get in behind us. But really, Armstrong, and again, we can't say enough about what we saw from Western Beaver here tonight, doing an excellent job. Being that 16th seed, a lot of times it's an uphill climb. It feels like an uphill climb. It's hard to keep your wits about you whenever you face the number 1 seed, but they did it, and they did it quite well, and really hats off to Western Beaver for what they were able to do here tonight, falling short by just 4 runs against a team that, Josh, I think it lost our last camera there, but that's okay. Did we?
I don't know.
Not sure, but anyways, we still got our audio. That's good enough, but Josh going to get you the bracket here real quickly.
Yeah,
but,
our camera's still on there, baby.
Okay. Is anybody moving? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
Terrific. But, hats off to Western Beaver, but they faced a very tough Armstrong team today. And hats off as well to Coach Keith Schaefer and the Riverhawks for yet another big playoff win.
Well, the Riverhawks will face the winner of the 8-9 matchup, Connellsville and Plum. They got it on today at Gateway High School at 4 o'clock. Try, if you want me to find a score here.
Yeah, just in case the folks are curious. I'm getting all tangled in myself here, trying to do too much at once. But how about, go ahead, I'll keep packing up. But, Armstrong really, a turning point of this game, Josh, if I do have to say, Emma Paul's home run, because it looked like Western Beavers really getting some momentum there, and Emma Paul in a big spot, doing Emma Paul things, as I like to say, and seizing the momentum there and really just showing that Armstrong wasn't going to go away quietly, and Emma Paul was going to be a big reason for that. So hats off to Emma Paul, too. He could have given her player of the game, but Lord knows she's gotten quite a few of those.
Yeah, really.
Certainly deserving, though, nonetheless. And, you got to like what you saw from Emma Paul, the big double as well. And certainly, you're going to get her best night in and night out.
Yeah, she set the tone there against Bogacki that first at bat, looking fooled on the changeup a couple of times. And, able to come back, double off of the fence, her first at bat. Then second time up, just the absolute laser home run.
Three home runs in this game, Josh. That one by far the most mammoth.
Oh, yeah. Deep shot there, 2-run bomb. Got the lead back for the Riverhawks. And, so it goes. I can't find the score, so we're just going to let her go.
Yeah, we'll leave it up to your discretion to find it or not out there. And
look it up.
But I want to thank all you folks out there for tuning in. Especially want to thank our sponsors, John F. Graff Insurance Agency, Ryan Bowser State Farm, the Steffi's Country Catering, of course.
Armstrong Indoor Athletics.
Armstrong Indoor Athletics, and, of course, Americoal Mining. Thank you for your support here on High Top Sports Network, on the NFHS Network. We're going to tune out, but make sure you pay attention to High Top Sports Network on our social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, and maybe the X. We'll get back on there. But to see when we'll be out there next covering a game, which I'm sure we will be here in short order, probably the Armstrong game on Thursday. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, thank you again for watching. We'll see you next time. For Josh Streck and Goss, my name is Joe Rhodes. You have a great rest of your night, and may no train pass you by.